Shedeur Sanders.
See, that's how you want your clothes to fit to where they just, what'd you say yesterday, Stan?
I want my clothes to fall off.
To just fall off me. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect fit. I like what you're doing. It's a perfect fit. What about his clothes?
Nah, hey, I be getting what Dad be saying. He was talking about, hey, whenever we was younger. What?
Yeah, right here, just pulling up.
Shedeur, chill right to the inside of the island.
Just like that.
My shit stopped at, we went to Dallas.
That's what I'm flying to.
Listen, we went to Dallas. You came here last night?
You flying into Dallas too?
No, I'm going to Dallas tomorrow.
You got here last night?
I thought you were going to Miami.
No, I'm going to Dallas.
You got here last night?
No, I got here like a couple hours ago.
Well, what time you do tomorrow?
Shedeur Sanders just spent a day walking around a Nike campus like he owns the place, and honestly, at this point, that's kind of the energy you'd expect from him. This wasn't a press conference. This wasn't a training camp update. This was Shedeur just being Shedeur, relaxed, confident, cracking jokes, picking out gear, and reminding everybody exactly why people can't look away from him even when there's no football being played. Let's get into everything that happened because there's a lot to unpack from day one of Nike's The Opening. So for anyone who doesn't know what this event actually is, The Opening is basically Nike's way of bringing together elite young football talent, current players, coaches, and family for a multi-day experience on their campus. Gear, photo shoots, training, networking, the whole package. It's part business, part flex, part family reunion for guys who've come up through the same circles. And from the jump, the footage makes it clear Shedeur wasn't just attending. He was very much in his element. The first thing that jumps out watching this footage is just how comfortable Shedeur looks in these settings. There's a moment early on where he's getting fitted for gear and immediately starts directing exactly how he wants things to fit. Not baggy, not loose. He wants that clean, tailored look, and he's not shy about saying so on the spot. That's a small detail, but it tells you something. This is a guy who knows exactly what he wants and isn't going to just go along with whatever's handed to him, whether that's a hoodie or a depth chart. We'll come back to that energy because it shows up again and again throughout the day. There's also a really funny moment where someone jokingly accuses him of going through their bag, completely in good fun, the kind of back and forth you only get between people who are actually comfortable with each other. It's a small moment, but it's a good reminder that behind all the headlines and the hot takes, Shedeur's just a 23-year-old hanging out with people he's close with, talking trash, laughing, being a regular guy off the field. That's something that tends to get lost in all the noise around him. People online love to argue about his confidence, his demeanor, his swagger, but moments like this show the other side of it. Around people he trusts, he's loose, funny, and clearly somebody people enjoy being around.
Everybody hates when you had a phone for too long. They be start looking at it.
I'll have that back.
Peter, you can there?
Yeah.
Yep. Everything cool? All right.
Give my phone back, bro. I'm the same way, bro. Get it.
Oh, yeah. I can vibe to this. Turn it one up.
Do a little bit of full body and then some sitting down.
Solid. Perfect. Look down, maybe. Yep. Perfect.
And then there's the moment that's probably going to get clipped and reposted the most from this whole video, because it's just peak Shedeur confidence on full display. Somebody jokingly brings up a rumor that he hit big on prize picks, like $17 million big, and instead of brushing it off or getting weird about it, Shedeur just leans into the bit completely. Doesn't confirm it, doesn't deny it, just lets the legend grow, while everybody around him reacts like it might actually be true. It's a small, throwaway moment, but it's exactly the kind of effortless charisma that makes him magnetic on camera, even when nothing important is happening. That's honestly the theme of this whole video. Shedeur doesn't need a controversy, a quarterback battle, or a trade rumor to be the most talked about guy in the room. He just shows up, and the energy follows him. From there, the footage moves through gear pickups, sneakers, hoodies, the whole credit and discount breakdown that comes with these Nike events, and there's a fun back and forth about budgeting the picks wisely, putting the big spend toward the most expensive item, first to maximize the discount. Practical, a little funny, very relatable for anyone who's ever tried to make the most of store credit. There's also some great hometown pride moments sprinkled throughout. Different regional groups, Midwest, Southwest, Southeast, getting hyped up and repping where they're from, with Shedeur right in the mix of it, trading jokes about which city's the best, and getting in on the regional rivalry banter that's basically a tradition at events like this. There's a fun moment where he ends up talking to someone from Indianapolis, and it turns into a quick respect exchange, the kind of small world recognition that happens constantly at these national events, where guys from all over the country end up realizing they've got mutual connections or shared hometowns. It's a tiny moment, but it's exactly the texture that makes behind-the-scenes content like this worth watching. You don't get this from a post-game interview. You also get a glimpse of just how much downtime banter happens at an event like this. Somebody's getting their photos taken, somebody else is critiquing the angle, somebody's joking about getting the shame from how their reps looked on camera. It's loose, unscripted, and honestly kind of refreshing compared to the usual heavily produced athlete content you see on social media. This is the stuff that normally never makes it past a group chat, and well-off media capturing it gives fans a rare, unfiltered look at how these guys actually interact with each other off the field. And then there's a moment that Browns fans specifically are going to want to pay attention to. There's a brief exchange referencing Shedeur Sanders, possibly about him being expected at the event and not showing up, and the family banter that comes with it. It's a small moment, but for anyone following the Sanders family closely, these little glimpses into their dynamic are exactly the kind of content that keeps fans engaged between actual football news. The conversation about Shiloh actually turns into a pretty funny bit, with people clowning him for supposedly bailing on the trip after saying he'd make the trek out. Whether that's serious or just typical sibling and friend group ribbing, it's the kind of moment that reminds you these are still young guys with normal relationships, even with everything else going on around their public lives. Family loyalty, friendly trash talk, the whole dynamic plays out exactly like it would in any group of friends, just with considerably higher stakes attached to their day jobs. There's also a fun aside where Shedeur jokes about reading the nutrition label on a drink, cracking jokes about zero everything, and not being there for taste, just results. Small, goofy, very relatable off-season content, the kind of moment that humanizes a guy who spends most of his public life being dissected for his on-field decision-making. What's interesting watching all of this back-to-back is how naturally Shedeur moves between different types of interactions throughout the day. 1 minute he's doing a structured photo shoot, getting posed and adjusted for the right angle. The next minute he's clowning around with friends about sneakers. Then he's having a quick, respectful exchange with a coach asking how he's doing. Then he's back to laughing about money and gambling. That range, being able to shift from professional, camera-ready mode to relaxed, off-the-cuff mode, and back again, without missing a beat, is honestly an underrated skill, and it's on full display throughout this footage. There's also a moment where talk turns to football specifically, with someone mentioning the idea of competing next year, and the response being a calm, measured, just keep working type answer. No chest puffing, no big declarations, just a grounded acknowledgement that the work continues regardless of outside noise. For a guy who gets painted as overly confident or brash in the media constantly, that kind of low-key, business-as-usual response to a football question is worth noting. The loudest, most confident moments in this footage are almost all about gear, jokes, and friendly banter, not about football itself. When football actually comes up, the tone shifts to something much more grounded and workmanlike. So here's the actual takeaway from all of this, and it's a pretty simple one. Shedeur Sanders doesn't turn it off just because the cameras catch him in a relaxed setting. The same confidence, the same comfort being watched, the same ease in front of a crowd, it's all still there, just without a football in his hands. And honestly, that consistency matters more than people give it credit for. If you're a Browns fan, this is exactly the kind of guy you want representing your franchise in moments like this. Someone who's comfortable being a face people gravitate toward, who doesn't shrink in big rooms, and who clearly has strong relationships with the other top talent in this sport heading into the next generation of the league. It's also worth pointing out how much goodwill this kind of footage actually builds. Fans don't just want stats and box scores, they want to feel like they know the person behind the helmet. Watching Shedeur joke around, pick out gear, and connect with other players humanizes him in a way that highlight reels and post-game pressers simply can't. That's part of why content like this tends to resonate so well, even when nothing newsworthy technically happens. This wasn't a story about controversy. It wasn't a story about a quarterback battle or a front office decision. It was just a fun, high-energy look at Shedeur Sanders doing what he does best, being magnetic, being himself, and reminding everyone why people can't stop watching, even on a random day at a Nike campus. So drop a comment and let us know, what was your favorite moment from this footage? Was it the prize picks bit, the gear fitting, or something else that caught your eye? This is Gridiron Insights. We'll see you in the next one.